Okay, within this video, I am going to teach you how to do three things. One, to find a maximum, one to find a minimum, and one to find a zero or an x-intercept. So let's take this function here, this cubic function here, and let's take a look at the graph of that function there. Okay, and so what we're first going to look at is just where this high point right here along this curve, which is called a relative maximum. It's not an absolute maximum, but relative to the points around it is producing, this x right here is producing the highest y value. We'll look at this minimum here, and then we'll also figure out where this function is crossing the x-axis. We'll just find 1, 0. We won't find all three of them. There are 3 times when that curve is crossing the x-axis, but we'll just find one just so that you can get the gist of how to do this. Okay, so we'll begin by finding this relative maximum point right here. So to do that, you're going to use the second function, trace, and we have these options. So we're going to go to a maximum first, so I'm just going to tap 4, and then I'm just going to trace along my curve using my left arrow here. And I want you to pay attention to what's happening on these y values as I go to the left. Okay, so here I'm at y equals 2.58, and then if I arrow to the right, 2.66, 2.68, 2.64. Okay, so I've definitely gone over the top. So what you want to do is get to the left bound of the maximum here. You can type a value in, or you can just hit enter. And then now it's asking you to look for a right boundary to get on the right side. So I'm just going to go up and over, make sure I'm definitely over, hit enter. And then it says guess, and go ahead and say yes by hitting enter. And it's telling you that that's the location of your maximum. When x is negative 0.396, your y value, or the highest value relative to the points around it, is 2.688. Okay, we'll do the same thing. We'll find this minimum value. So second, trace again to do number 3, and then we'll just get to arrow right here as we cruise down towards the minimum value. Hit enter on the left side, go to the right side, make sure you're going back up and hit enter, and then hit enter again to guess, and our minimum value when x equals 0.84 is negative 0.153. So that's how you find mins and maxes. Okay, now let's go ahead and find a zero. It's another term for x-intercepts. Okay, so we're going to do second, trace again, and this time we're going to find a 0. Okay, so 0 is just an x-intercept, so I'm just going to cruise along, and I think I'm going to zoom in a little bit here real quick with my calculator. So I'm going to zoom in. Let me do mode to quit. Let me go zoom, and let's zoom in. And I'm going to this is a good place to zoom in because this is the 0 I'd like to look at. So I'm going to hit enter, and that zooms in pretty well so that I can actually see that 0. So let's try again. Second, trace, and then number 2 is a 0. And we want to be on the left side of that, so we need to be, this is leaning towards the left, so we want to be below. And we are definitely below the x-axis here because our y is negative. And then it asks us to get on the right side of the 0, so we need to go above. You see my value here is my y value is now positive. We'll hit enter, and then hit enter again. And so we have a 0 exactly at negative 1, 0.